In this video, I'm going to be explaining how to navigate through an Eliwal ST542 controller. There's the main controller here, and then also the remote display that's located inside. The functions are the same between the two of these. They both have the up and down arrow, they both have a set and an escape button. So for demonstration purposes, I'm just going to set this one off to the side, but you can do this on either controller. As you can see, the main display is currently reading off. This is just off by controller. That means the controller is just in the off mode. To turn this on, you're going to hit the down arrow, which it also correlates with the power button just below it. You're going to hold it for about 3 seconds or until you hear the chiller turn on. At this point, you're going to be seeing the display read the outlet temperature of the coolant. You're going to see a green little snowflake, and you're also going to see that the number 1 is blinking arrow above it. As this runs and it determines that it needs to cool, the compressor's going to kick on. The number 1 is going to go solid, and the number 2 is going to start blinking, showing that they're both running. I'm going to shut it off just for a second here, just to explain a few more things on the controller. The next thing I want to discuss is going to be how to verify what the set point is and how to change it. There's 2 different ways to do this on this controller. The first one is the easiest route, but some of the older ones don't actually let you do this. So you're going to have to watch both ways. The first way to do it is hit the set button once, and you're going to scroll until you see SP. You're going to hit the set button again, and you're going to see cool. You're going to hit set one more time. At this point, you should see what the display is for what the current set point is displayed in degrees Celsius. This one's currently set at 15 is where I want it at, but you can obviously see that you can adjust this. 15 degrees Celsius is the lowest you can go, so you can't go any lower than that. Once you've determined what your set point is and you've set it to what you want, you're going to hit the set button one time to save it and then escape out to the main page. If for some reason your controller does not let you do this, there's another option that will allow you to do it. What you're going to do is hit the escape and set button together. You're going to see PAR. You're going to hit the set button again. You're going to see CF. You're going to scroll till you see TR. You're going to hit set again. You're going to see TR00, and you're going to go to 4, TR04. You're going to hit set again, and you can see it says 15 degrees. At this point, you can also change it. Once you've changed it to what you want, you're going to go ahead and hit the set button again to save it, and then escape out until you get back to the main page. Okay, at this point, we're going to turn on the chiller. We're going to let this thing run for a second. Now what happens if this controller alarms? I'm going to go ahead and make this controller alarm. And you're going to see on the main controller that it's going to be showing an ER alarm, which this one's ER21, showing that the thermal relay for the pump has tripped. You're going to also notice that there is a solid triangle at the top left corner that is currently being displayed. If you hit any button, it's going to acknowledge that you've seen the alarm. And nothing's going to change except for that triangle on the top is going to be flashing. At this point, before you go and try to erase this alarm, you're going to want to go and see if there's any other alarms that are currently alarming in sequence with it. The way you do this is you're going to go to hit set, and you're going to go scroll till you see AL. Now I will say you can only find AL if there's an alarm currently being displayed, or if not, it'll be gone. Once you hit AL, you're going to hit set, and you're going to show the alarm. If there was more than one alarm currently happening on this unit, you could scroll through and you could see the different alarms that are happening. Obviously, I've only tripped one unit, so it's only going to show one. Once you've seen all of them, you can just hit escape until you're back to the main page. And if I release this, the chiller's going to turn back on because it's realized that there's no more alarm and it automatically reset. But if I trip it again, the same alarm, and because this is a thermal overload, the controller is saying there's an issue that's repeated. So it's not just a one-time fluke. Let's wait for the alarm to come up. We acknowledge the alarm. If I let go, Normally, it's going to lock it out. Let's try it one more time. Maybe I'm not doing it long enough. Okay, so we can see that it's still showing the ER21 alarm. Most of the time, when it has a repeat alarm, it's going to lock it out. And it's not going to allow you to get into the controller or out of this alarm just by releasing it. There we go. It finally alarmed. It probably took more than a second for it to be in that alarm state before it actually recognized that the alarm was there. Okay, at this point, this is what a technician is going to run into. There's an issue going on with the pump on this, and it's tried to restart a few times automatically, and it's not happening. So the technician walks up and he sees the ER21 alarm. Unfortunately, at this point, he can hit all the buttons he wants to acknowledge it, but it's not going to erase the alarm. What you got to do to erase it is, well, first you're going to want to determine what the issue is. And once we've resolved it, you're going to hit the up and down arrow together, and this is going to hard reset the controller and allow that alarm to be removed. So once you hit those two buttons, just momentarily, the alarm should be reset and away you go. Now I will say, I'm going to trip this again, showing the ER21 alarm. If you hit that up and down arrow together, even though, as you can see, it's not resetting because the alarm is still present. It's not going to let you remove it. So these are just good things to know. So if you try to reset it and it's not resetting, you know that thermal overload is still tripped. And you're going to have to resolve the issue before you can reset the controller. At this point, if you have any questions about how to navigate through an Eliwal ST542 controller, feel free to contact ACT at any time. Thank you.